Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me again. Today we are going to do a Reformer Pilates workout, which is going to focus on a lot of stretching, mobility and lengthening the body. So it's going to be a full body workout. All you're going to need is your Reformer. You're going to start with a foot bar low, and we're going to start with one medium and with one light spring. So for me on the Align, it's going to be one red and one blue. And then from here, you're going to sit in the center of the carriage. You're going to take the feet wide either side of the Reformer onto the floor. We're going to do some rolling forward with some circling to open everything out in the shoulder joints and just mobilize the spine and to warm us up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to tuck the chin towards the chest as we reach all the way down. Take the hands wide either side of the frame and then open up to draw a big circle here, keeping both sit bones heavy. Each time we roll all the way forward, keeping the arms nice and wide, and then open them up and behind us slightly to draw a big circle, reaching forward, opening the arms, keeping the sit bones heavy as we draw this big circle. One more like this. And relax here. We're going to take the right hand onto the shoulder rest behind us. I'm going to twist and I'm going to take my gaze towards the corner of the room. So I'm going to allow my left hand to either come onto the frame or onto the carriage. If I want a little bit more, I'm going to take it forward onto the platform here, and I'm going to hold this twist. I'm going to keep looking over my right shoulder as I hold my gaze towards the right corner of the room. And then I'm going to come to the middle. I'm going to take the left hand back onto the other shoulder rest, and I'm going to take my right hand forward onto the platform. And relax back to the middle here. I'm going to allow my arms to go out nice and long, and I'm going to rotate the shoulders up and down to get some more movement into them. I'm going to take them up and down like I'm drawing a circle with my hands up and down. And last one. And relax here. Just shuffle on a tiny bit more forward towards the front of the carriage now. I'm going to reach my arms out nice and long, and I'm going to scoop the belly, and I'm going to practice my roll downs. So I'm going to reach all the way back as I roll down before my feet start lifting, and then I'm going to stack the spine up nice and tall as I come back to the middle, scooping the belly in as I roll all the way back before I press into the shoulder rest, and then stacking the spine up nice and tall. So you're getting that nice C shape down the back every single time, all the way down, and then stacking up nice and tall. Let's do 3 more like this. And last one. And then all the way back up to the middle. From here, I'm going to lie on my back, and I'm going to do feet in straps straight away here. So I'm going to come and lie on my back, and I'm going to take the straps, and they're going to be over the arches of each foot. And then I'm going to lengthen through the legs. As I bring the carriage back, I'm looking for my feet to be directly over my hips. So I'm keeping that tiny space the same between them. I'm going to point the toes as I lower the legs down towards the springs, and then flex the feet as they go back up, stopping when they're directly over the hips, pointing the toes as I lengthen them down towards the springs, and then flexing the feet into the straps as I take them up. On this next one, I'm going to start to draw a circle. So I'm going to take the feet down towards the springs, and then I'm going to open them wide to draw a big circle, flexing into the straps as I circle the feet around, point the toes as they go down, and then opening wide to draw this big circle here, all the way down, and then opening wide every single time. I'm keeping the length through both legs the whole time here as I send them down, and as I circle them around. I'm then going to open the legs around the other way. So I'm going to circle around the other direction, join them at the springs, and then flex the feet into the loops, keeping the feet parallel as I bring them back up, ending directly over the hips again. Point the toes as I circle them around, and then flex the feet into the loops as I bring them back up. And last one here in this direction, and then back up. I'm going to go straight into my short spine now. So from here, I'm going to use that momentum as I take the feet up and slightly over. I'm using the momentum as I take them down towards the springs first. Keep the hands stabilizing on the carriage. I'm going to peel all the way up, join the heels together, turn the toes out, and I'm going to draw the knees wide, bringing the carriage back in. I'm looking for that diamond shape. As I start to peel all the way down, I'm looking to keep that shape between my legs the same the whole time as I peel all the way down with control. As soon as the pelvis is down, I'm going to take the legs out long. And again, I'm going to go up into another short spine, using the momentum to take the feet all the way up and then join the heels together, turn the toes out, draw the knees wide, keeping that diamond shape as I peel all the way down with control. Good. I'm going to take the legs down to a 45-degree angle and I'm going to start to curl up. So what I'm looking for here is an extension of my head and my neck and my chest, but I'm keeping my lower back and my pelvis stable. So I'm keeping my lower back fixed into the carriage and I'm going to float the arms up, and all I'm going to do here is pulse the arms up and down. The only thing that's going to be moving is my shoulder joints. As I pulse the arms up and down, I'm not moving anything else in the body here. I'm working with my breath. I'm going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Bringing the head back down. If you feel like you're getting any neck pain in that one, it's probably because you're jolting. So you want to keep that extension. As you keep the legs long, you want to keep your gaze fixed in one point. So it should ideally be around your knees. You're going to stay extended up and just focus on lengthening through the arms. Keep your gaze fixed and working with the breath. You shouldn't be getting any neck strain here. But if you do, just take a moment to have a reset and just realign everything, and then you can lower the head back down as well. From here, I'm going to bring my feet back out of the loops and allow the carriage to close. I'm then going to come up now into a 4-point kneeling position. So my hands are going to be on the platform, my feet are going to be pressed up behind me on the shoulder rest, and I'm also going to move onto one red spring. So I'm going to take a blue spring off, leaving just one red. So that is one medium, two heavy on your reformer, and you're going to resume that position of a 4-point kneeling position. So your feet are going to be pressed up against the shoulder rest, and then your knees are going to be directly underneath the hips. So you should be getting a nice right angle in the legs here. Keep both arms straight, keep the shoulders tracking directly over the hands, make sure they're parallel, and then all you're going to do is take the knees out and then back in, out and in. Keeping the core strong the whole time here. We want to keep the spine supported with a strong core as the knees go out and back in. Once I've done about 6 of these, I'm going to add the upper body For this, I'm going to isolate the knees and the shoulders. So I'm going to separate the movement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the knees out. And then once the knees are out, I'm going to move the shoulders away from the wrist. So I'm looking for that nice diagonal line down my arms. And then once the shoulders are out, I'm going to keep them out. I'm going to bring the knees back directly under the hips. And then the shoulders come back over the hands. So again, isolating the knees as I take them out. And then only once they're out, I'm bringing the shoulders away from the wrist, getting that nice line, diagonal line in the arms. Bring the knees back in, and then bring the shoulders back over the wrist. So you want to think of it as two separate movements, but we're just combining it all together into this sequence. Let's do two more like this. This is where the mirrors are really useful to help to check your alignment throughout the whole workout here. And relax. Bring the carriage back towards the stopper here. Allow the carriage to close. Sit back onto the heels, and you can just gently roll the wrists around here. It is a lot of weight bearing on the wrist. Just be mindful of the time that you're spending. If you are spending a prolonged time on the wrist, just make sure you are stretching them out so you can pull the fingers in towards the body here to stretch everything out nicely. And then when you're ready, we're going to move onto one blue spring for this next one. You're going to change the red spring onto a blue spring here and then remove the red. And then from here, we're going to step off the carriage and we're going to come into a similar kneeling position, but now we're going to be facing the back. So we're going to have our knees on the platform and we're going to float our feet off the end. So off the top of the foot bar on the end of the platform, you're going to take your hands into the middle of the carriage here. And all you're going to do is go down into like a kneeling plank. Once you're there, you're taking the arms out long and then back directly underneath the shoulders, out long and then back directly underneath the shoulders, out and in. If you want less range, you can stay a little bit higher. Just make sure you're tucking the pelvis under and you're keeping the core strong. So you don't want to sag anything down. You don't want to flop anything down here. You want to keep the belly strong the whole time. The core is tight. And then from here, out with the arms and then back in, out and in, working with the breath here. Trying not to dome the abs. As much as I say keep the core engaged, make sure you're not doming. Usually when you have maybe a slightly weaker core, or if you're not used to planking, it's generally like that's what happens. Generally the doming tends to happen. So be mindful of that. Keep the belly sucked in. You want to be pulling your belly button, your navel towards your spine. Last 4. Last 2. And last one here. And relax. Come all the way back onto the heels if that feels good for you. And then just roll on up here. For this next one, I'm going to stay on one blue spring and I'm going to work into some upper body now. So I'm going to take my Z shape. So I'm going to face this left side first. My left leg is going to be fixed up against the shoulder rest and I'm just going to tuck my right leg to keep it parallel with the edge of the carriage here. And then I'm going to take the short loop. It's going to be in my left hand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand onto the front part of the carriage, so it's just behind me, and I'm going to reach my left arm all the way up and over and then bend it back down. So I'm going to lean into my right arm as I'm getting that full stretch over onto my left arm, up and over, and then bring it back as I come back to the middle. You should feel your back stabilizing you the whole time here. You just want to make sure that both sit bones are nicely heavy. So we're not lifting off either of them. We're keeping them both firmly on the carriage as we keep this Z shape in the legs. And if this is too much on the short loop, you can, of course, move on to the big loop at any time here. Last one like this. And now I'm going to take both hands into the short loop. I'm going to keep the length through both arms and I'm going to bring them over towards the right and then back towards the hooks. Over towards the front of the carriage and then back towards the back of it. Getting that nice rotation down the spine here. And last two like this. And last one. And relax here. I'm now going to take the big loop into the right hand. I'm going to take the left hand down onto the headrest and I'm going to bend my right arm. So my hand that has the strap, the right hand, the arm's going to be bent. And all I'm going to do is lengthen through that arm and then bend it back down. Again, I'm keeping both sit bones nicely heavy. I'm just stabilizing myself with my left hand down onto the headrest here. That right arm's going up and then back down. Last two. And the last one. And relax here. I'm going to now face the front. So I'm just going to shuffle around slightly. So I'm going to allow myself to sit back onto my heels. They're going to be quite close to the shoulder rest. That's absolutely fine. Just make sure you're not obviously sitting on top of the shoulder rest, but you can use it as a bit of a support here. If this is not comfortable for you to keep this position or keeping the mermaid Z position, you can also take the box and just sit on the box. So from here, I'm going to take both straps into my hands and I'm going to face the palms down. So I'm going to float the arms up, keep the length through both arms, and then I'm going to circle them all the way up and behind now. Getting some movement into the shoulder joints, up and around here. Working with the breath every single time. I will reverse this direction as well, really taking my time as I circle them around here. Last two. And last one. Up and around. I'm now going to change direction. So I'm now going to bring the arms back and then forward, getting that nice movement into the shoulders. I say nice, I'm not sure how nice it feels, but I will thank myself later. Back and around, keeping the length through both arms the whole time here. Last three. Last two. And last one here. And relax. Allow the carriage to close. I'm now going to go into my Z shape on the other side. So I'm going to have my right leg tucked against both shoulder rests and I'm going to have my left leg running parallel to the side of the carriage here. And from here, I'm going to take the strap into my left hand, the big loop, and I'm going to extend that arm as I reach the arm over and then bend it back in, over and back, keeping both sit bones heavy the whole time here as I reach that arm long and then bend it back down. Last three. Last two. So much weaker on my left arm. And last one, relax. I'm going to take both hands now into the big loop and I'm going to take them over towards the front of the carriage and then back towards the back of it. Over to the left and then back towards the right, getting that nice rotation the whole time here. Again, I'm keeping both sit bones heavy. I'm trying to keep my shoulders back away from the ears. I don't want to hunch them up. I want to keep them level. Even though I've only got one strap, both shoulders should be staying level here. Last 3 like this. And last 1, and relax. And then from here, I'm going to take the right hand onto the big loop. I'm going to extend that arm up and over, and then back down. So I'm going to lean over to the left side whilst keeping both sit bones heavy as I send my right arm over and then back down. Last 2. And last 1 here. And relax. Bring that strap back. Just roll the arms out. Give them a bit of a shake here. I'm now going to add on 1 red spring again. So that's going to be 1 medium spring and 1 light spring. And I'm going to come and lie on my back. And I'm going to take the hooks into my hands. I'm going to lengthen my right leg up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to lengthen my left leg up. And I'm going to keep lengthening down the back of the body as I lower the legs down to 45 degrees. And then back, ending when the feet are directly over the hips again. Down to 45 degrees. And then back up. Working with the breath here as I lower and lift the legs. Last 4. And relax here. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Roll the feet and the ankles around a little bit here. And then I'm going to take my hands wide again onto the hooks. Keep the elbows wide. I'm going to practice some rolling like a ball. So I'm going to try and keep the carriage still as much as I can here. And I'm going to draw the knees in as I peel up, shooting the legs over, and then bend back into the knees before I bring myself back down onto the carriage, keeping everything nicely controlled. I'm going to dip the toes down onto the platform and then lift them up, draw them in towards the body, lengthen through the legs as I roll up. And then bring the knees in towards the body as I roll all the way back down. I'm going to do 1 more like this. And relax, hug the knees in towards the chest here. From here, I'm going to practice a bit of jackknife. So I'm going to lie down again, and I'm going to lengthen through the spine as I feel all the way up. I'm keeping 1 leg fixed up as I bring 1 directly over my face. I'm going to hold it here, and I'm going to lengthen them both up and just swap over. And last time here. And then relax. Peel all the way back down onto the carriage. Roll everything out here. We're going to come up and we'll do 1 final quick stretch here. We're going to take the right hand down onto the side of the frame or onto the right leg and draw the left arm over, opening the space all down the left side between the ribs and the hip. And then come back to the middle, straight down to the left side as we float the right arm over. And then come back to the middle. And we'll take the hands onto the shoulders again. We'll just draw a few more circles just to finish here. Up and back and around a few times. And then reverse the direction, bring them forward. And relax, shake the arms out here. Thank you so much for joining me again, guys. I hope you feel lengthened and strengthened, of course. I really hope you enjoyed the workout. Please let me know if you have any comments. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Take care.